Hey folks, Charbo here. And today we're going to be playing some Jotunnslayer, Hordes of Heck. This is a pretty relatively new Horde survivor game that's out in early access. It's available on Steam, and it's made in Unreal Engine, so it actually looks very good compared to a lot of games in this genre. And one of the things I've found is that this game, the difficulty really depends on how good of a build you have. And so today what I'm going to be doing is showcasing a build that I've been using and gotten some success from that's all built around one talent from the god Nidhogg. And it's this talent called All In right here. So you can see the description. It increases the damage you deal for every enemy that you kill permanently, but you can't heal yourself. So this talent really turns you into a glass cannon. So the way you can think about this is every enemy you kill increases your overall damage by 0.13%. So in other words, every 10 enemies you kill gives you about 1% extra damage. The problem with this is that nothing can heal you. So you really have to build your character around this in such a way that you won't be taking damage, because by attrition you just eventually would die. So what I do is I pair this with the Seeress, because she has a mechanic that puts a shield on her that absorbs damage, and over time that regenerates. So it kind of gives you a little bit of flexibility so that you will not be taking as much damage periodically from enemies that are around you. And I also pair that with abilities that will create zones of damage around your character so that it'll push things away. This game has a habit of throwing waves of enemies at you, and so by focusing on abilities that do damage in an area around you, kind of like garlic a la Vampire Survivors, you can keep them away. Although in principle, I think you could make this work with basically any ability. I like to work on this I like to use Freya's Divine Wave, which sends out pulses of energy around you to damage enemies. And Scotty has this Frost Ring that'll shoot really rapidly these blasts of frost in the area around you, which will freeze enemies, but also do damage. And then you compare that with some abilities from the Seeress to help keep enemies away from you, and overall that works pretty well. Now that does leave an extra open ability slot. Now since you're already taking Nidhogg, I often will take Ray of Sickness, which will just shoot out these damaging beams that'll split and kill things. I originally was running this with Crushing Fear, which is just like garlic. It's just an area of damage, but the problem with it is that the radius is pretty small, and I found that with the Seeress, things are just not getting close enough to me to actually make use of that, so it's not doing anything. So I switched over to the Ray of Sickness for most of the time I'm running this. Let's jump into it. So I'm playing the Seeress. Eldritch Wards. This is the ability that grants that invulnerability to help keep you alive through this. And then weapon-wise, I don't think the weapon matters all that much, but I typically use the Ritual Staff, because it gives you this entangle ability which can root enemies around you. So if you're getting overwhelmed, you can root them, and then it'll give you a chance to get away. So let's go into it. We'll go with Jotunheim, and I'll run this at insane difficulty just to see how that goes. So what I'm going to try to do here, normally when I do this, I try to build up my strength a little bit before I take All In, just because you don't want to be taking any damage because you can't undo it. But for this particular run, what I'm going to do is I am going to, I forgot Jotunheim. It's the one that has the damn bridges. This is a pain in the ass. I am going to take All In as soon as it's available to me. And I'm not going to go out of my way to re-roll to try to get it, but I will pick it up as soon as it's available. So I'm going to take Mind Blast. This ability, when you evolve it at level 18, it'll shoot Mind Blasts in all directions around the Seeress. So that's really good for keeping enemies away. Okay, so in this game you have to pick these missions. I'm going to choose Braziers, which just means you just have to stand near them, so it's not that difficult. All right, here's Nidhogg. And is it here? No, okay. No All In yet. So I don't want these. I'm going to increase all damage. So now that locks in Nidhogg as one of my bosses, or my gods. So I will be able to find All In from him. Yeah, I don't want either of these. I'm gonna re-roll. And take Scotty. She's another one that we need. And we need Frost Ring. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this has a lot of projectiles. So that's not optimal for what I want right now. But I'll have to make do. Okay, so we're going to go Seeress. Increases the invulnerability. So this is really good. Both of these are good, actually, because these are both buffs to Eldritch Ward, which is going to be preventing damage. This one gives you another charge and can give you one back. So I'm going to take that, because having more charge on that is always a good thing. Okay. Gotta go this way to get to the next brazier. I'm taking damage more frequently here than I'm comfortable with. So, alright, movement speed, debuffs, those are both pretty crap. So let's re-roll this. Alright, so I'm gonna take magic missiles. This is gonna be my other class ability. It's not, I don't think it's objectively better than the other options, but it's the one that I have the talents for, so I can evolve at level 18. Okay, lots of enemies here. Hopefully I can survive this. Alright, Seeress. I want to get Mind Blast leveled up as fast as I can. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and banish Brock and Sindri. I really don't like them. Everything that Brock and Sindri gives you is a passive, and I find that they just have so many that it is really difficult to level it up. Collection range. Alright, I'm going to level up magic missiles. You want to get your skills leveled up as fast as you can. God. Okay, Freya. This is the last god I needed here. So, and I need Divine Wave. Alright, so now that's all of my skills except for... I've got one more. I mean, that's kind of dealer's choice. I typically go with Nidhogg's Sickness Ray. I'll probably do that again this time. But, you know, really, you could go with whatever you like. Alright, Nidhogg, Freya. Alright, let's see if we get it. Okay, no all in yet. I'll do No Remorse on Nidhogg again. Okay, Ray of Sickness. Okay, so now I'm getting to the point where I've got my abilities. I need to get them capped out as fast as I can. And I need to get all... Once I feel comfortable, I need to get all in so that I can start building up that damage. Because the more you build up, the more damage you'll do, and then you'll eventually get to the point where you're doing so much damage that you can just melt the bosses. They don't even stand a chance. Here's Nidhogg again. Ray of Sickness. Okay, for some reason I can't get across there. So I gotta go all the fucking way around to get to that last brazier. Okay. Gotta grab this chest along the way. This is taking me a really long time to do this mission. That's not a good thing. In this game, you are timed, so... Ooh, damn. You are timed, so if you don't complete things in time, you will fail, even if you don't die. Vanishes, experience. I'm gonna get that. Okay. Oh, okay, the subclasses. So when you hit a certain level in this game, you have to pick your subclass. So let's see here. This does more damage. This gives me another charge on my Eldritch Ward. And okay, this is damage reduction and more damage on enemies. I'm going to take this one because I want more Eldritch Ward charges. Is going to be really helpful as I get farther into this run. Okay, last brazier here. Movement is really important in this game. Oh god, you gotta be on the lookout for those. Okay, so it's already given me the next objective because I took too long. Alright, so I'm gonna do Venom Elementals. I gotta get out of here. Sorcerer, Freya. I need to get Divine Wave leveled up. So that's going to be my focus. And once I get my skills leveled up, then I can work on passives. But right now, that's just not going to be my focus. There are some really good passives, but I don't think you really need to focus on them. But I'm at a point now where I really do need to get all in. So I'm going to try to get that. All in. There we go. All right, now it's on. So I can't heal anymore. So I really need to get all of my abilities leveled up as fast as I can so that they will protect me. Okay, Venom Elemental, you need to die. So this game, you do have a basic attack, and there are talents that work off of it. I have found that the attacks are pretty underwhelming. Oh god. Okay, I'm out of Eldritch Ward. This is not good. I might have picked that too soon. Divine Wave. Okay. So no type of healing will heal you once you have all in. No. No food, no talents, nothing. Got Scotty, Frost Ring, Freya. Oh, this was a mistake. I don't think I'm high enough level to finish off that ability yet. Heals a small portion of health every time gold is collected. Increased experience. Okay. So I've got these little things above my head. Those are my charges of Eldritch Ward. And it's really important that I don't run out of those, or I am in trouble. Big, big trouble. They need to die. Alright, good. That's one down. This is taking me a really long time, but I do have all in now, so this should get progressively easier as I go, as long as I don't get myself killed. These sort of like jellyfish things need to die. Okay. Collection range, stun enemies, Powerball healing. Well, that's useless. So I'm going to go ahead and banish that, because I can't heal. Collection range. I'll grab that. Okay. New elemental. What level am I? I'm level 16. So I need to not pick Freya, because I'm trying to level up my skills, and Freya, I can't evolve that skill until I'm 18. So there's no point to me picking her right now. Yeah, so avoid her. I need to get Mind Blast up, so let me do that one. What are these, like, fire shields on these enemies? What the hell is that? Some, like, difficulty modifier? Okay. This is getting to be quite a lot here. But I am killing a lot of enemies, so that's good. I have my 4 charges of Eldritch Ward, so... Oh, just lost one. But I can take a little bit of damage. Alright, so now I should be able to... Okay, I can finish Divine Wave. So now what this is going to do is, with the evolution, it's going to constantly be pushing out that damage, which is going to be really good for just keeping everything away from me. And with these waves of little enemies, I basically want to run at them, try to kill as many of them as quickly as I can. But I do need to take out these big guys here. Oh, they drop chest, which can be really good. Experience, movement speed. Well, that's useless. I'm gonna take the movement speed. I think that could be really helpful in the long run. Let's get the last Venom Elemental out of the way. Okay, so I want to get my Mind Blast leveled up. There we go. So now this will start shooting in all directions when it fires like that. So it's with those things combined, it's going to be really good for just keeping all of these enemies off of me, and for killing as many of these little ones as possible, because each one of these, every 10 little enemies is going to boost my damage by 1%. So let's see how that's doing so far. So if I go to, should be able to find this in here somewhere. Statistics, all in. Where are the detailed statistics in this menu? Buffs and debuffs. It's in there somewhere. Seeress Nidhogg. I want to level up the Ray of Sickness. Ooh. Or do I just want more damage? I'll do more damage right now. And then we'll do Ray. Okay, I'm gonna banish this health regen because that you can't do anything with. Ray of Sickness. Once that gets leveled up, it'll fork. It'll like shoot off like 8 rays for every one, which is really nice. Okay, so now I'm getting ahead of the objectives, which is good. So I'm catching up. I was off to a pretty slow start. I'm gonna head now down to there's a chest south of me. I'm gonna head to that. I gotta keep an eye here on, oh, hello. Big wave of enemies. I gotta keep an eye on these projectiles. Alright, so Scotty has that frost ring. I'll try to get that leveled up. So when that is fully leveled up, it does multiple shots. So you don't just have to have the one. Okay, so this is not great, but I have to do it. Basically just going to make everything harder. Healing herbs, that's useless. These are all short-term buffs, which I don't like, but I guess I'll do that. Which, I guess right now it's good because I've got the curse going. Oh, I gotta go activate it. Okay. Let's see if we can finish off Frost Ring. Alright, cool. So now that will do multiple. Nidhogg, we want to level up that Ray of Sickness the rest of the way. So how are we doing now? So everything's leveled up all the way except for magic missiles, which is great. And if I look at my statistics, let's see if I can get my, where's damage? Damage. So right now, all in is giving me 138% increased damage. So that's only going to get stronger over time. And you can see it's already to the point where I'm really just wiping things out. I could have put some more difficulty modifiers on this, honestly. Okay, let's activate the curse. Alright, so now this is just going to put death everywhere for me, which is not great. Not great at all. Just need to stay alive, stay alive. So this game, I find, is actually, if you don't have a build that's very well designed, it can get really difficult really fast, especially at these higher difficulty levels and with the modifiers. So I don't love that. And I found with a lot of the builds that I've used, let's see, Nidhogg, this, because I want to cap out magic missiles. A lot of builds that I've used, especially with melee characters, I just have a really difficult time staying alive through it, because it ramps up really quickly in difficulty. So even here, I'm doing like triple damage, and still, you know, things are getting to me. Okay. One of the important things for this, or very helpful things, is the meta progression on Seeress. Well, for all the characters, really, because you need to have the evolutions on the abilities to get the most out of them. So see, okay, we can finish off magic missiles. So now everything should be passives. Who has good passives? I think Scotty's passives are pretty crap, so we want to try to avoid her. Freya's are pretty good. Nidhogg has a damage one and movement speed. I'm going to banish this heal because I can't heal. Fear, Bone Cage. I'll just do movement speed. That's pretty universally good. Okay, Treasure Goblin, got that one. So some of the some of the meta progression for the Seeress gives you more charges on the Eldritch Ward, which is my shield. It also gives you greater invulnerability window on your shield, so all around that just makes this a lot easier. You want to evolve the skills that you're going to use. It's not really important to evolve them all, but you can also get, with some of these gods, you can get more rerolls, more vanishes. That's all really helpful stuff to make sure you can get the abilities that you want. You don't want to get stuck with you don't want to get stuck with some ability that you didn't want for your build. Scotty has terrible passive, so I'm going to go with Seeress. Collection range, that's pretty good. Chance to reset cooldown. Ooh. I'm going to do that. Okay. Movement speed, I'll do damage. Okay, so now my abilities will just trigger more frequently when I'm picking up experience, which is great. One of the other things I want to do here is the game's going to be throwing these waves of enemies at me. And when they do, I want to run at them to try to kill as many as you can, because it's usually wind crystals or rune puzzle. These rune puzzles, they're not too bad. I'll try that one. Nidhogg has great passives. Movement speed. Chance to heal and receive Bloodlust. Well, I mean, Bloodlust, that could be good, which gives you more crit. But the heal is wasted. Chance to slay after inflicting fear. Do I have anything that inflicts fear? No, I'm going to reroll this. Corpse Eater, movement speed, chance to fear after each attack. Alright, I'll take that one. Who's this big guy here? You're a big guy. Oh, he melted. Soul Stone. What is that? Is that a resurrection? Oh, magnet. Let's go. Pulls in all that experience. So like I was saying, when those waves of enemies come at you, they're usually weak enemies, and there will usually be, you know, like at least 10 of them around. These rune puzzles, they're not really puzzles. I kind of, like that, there we go. You just have to go where it's glowing. At first I thought it was an actual puzzle, and I was like wasting a lot of time trying to figure it out. But just go where the glowing thing is. I think you can start them anywhere. And then, alright, it's glowing, so follow it. Yeah, it's not exactly a puzzle. It's just go to the thing. Freya has good passives. What's she have here? Double cast, that's really good. I'm going to banish this heal, because I can't heal. Receive a reward of gold. So gold is what you use for the meta progression, so I'm not going to focus on that this time. Focus on the glowing. So I'm doing so much damage right now that things are generally not getting to me. This is why, you know, that Nidhogg ability that does the sort of the garlic aura is not worth it, because it would only be as big as like what I'm circling around the character right here. So nothing's getting that close to me to even be used by that, to be hit by that. Alright, last rune puzzle. Start it. Go to the glowy thing. Go to the glowy thing. Don't get hit by projectiles. These waves of enemies, they don't even stand a chance. One thing that would be nice in this game is if there's so much going on screen, if they reduced the opacity of the abilities. Maybe there's a way to do that yourself. Okay, chance to slay after inflicting fear. So my attacks inflict fear, and this can then slay them. I'm actually going to go for movement speed instead. I think that's just a little more consistent. Time, faster attacks and cooldowns for every unused... Oh, well that's really good. So I have 5 charges, so that's just going to make all of my abilities go faster. One thing to keep in mind is that in this game, attacks and abilities are different. So you have to pay attention to the text of the passives, Because if something says that increases your attack speed, that does not do anything for your abilities. Like only your base attack gets changed by that. And I didn't appreciate that for a long time. So this is insane difficulty, and this is like this all in is just making it trivial. Seeress. Bonus damage to enemies with slow, freeze, or root. Hero movement speed. Oh, more experience. There we go. That's always good. Check out how much all-in is doing for me right now. Let's go to damage. Yeah, okay, so all-in is giving me 318% increased damage. And that's only going to get bigger. But what I want to do now is I want to farm up as many of these little trash enemies as I can, so that when the boss finally arrives, I can just melt him. So I'm not actually even taking any hits. I figure I have not done this build with other characters, but you could. I mean, so you wouldn't have the Eldritch Ward, but I assume it would work well for other heroes. I don't know that I would try it with a melee character. I think you have to get so up close and personal with melee characters that seems pretty risky to me. But I think it could work really well. Like if you were playing the Archmage or that Ranger guy, that could work fine. I would probably just err on the side of taking all in a bit later, so that you don't. Because if you do it too early, things are going to hit you. That's not what you want. All right, so here's an example. Attack explosion radius. So that sounds really good, but that only applies to my basic attack, not to my abilities. Like if this made all of my other abilities have greater area, that would be amazing, but that's not what that does. So I'm not going to bother with it. I'm going to increase collection range, because that is going to help me get that other ability that I had that triggers cooldowns. That'll be more frequent. So I think, so it's 6 minutes. I think at 3 minutes, that is when the boss will become available, the Jotun. And you got to make sure you can keep farming and leveling up your all-in before the boss, but treasure goblin. You got to make sure you open up the Jotun's portal before that timer runs out. Otherwise, you're just going to fail. You just lose. Although I do think it lets you keep the gold you collected during the run. Alright, so see, that's food all over the map because I literally cannot pick it up. It's making it hard to actually see what I want. Nidhogg's passives are good. Movement speed. So yeah, and then there's these shrines here there's pluses that increase. I don't know if they heal you or if they increase your max health, but that doesn't help me, so I'm not going to bother. What are those throttle looking things? Okay, there's a couple chests on the map. I'm going to go for those. I'm going to try to get those out of the way before the boss. Chest number 1. Another magnet. That's good. And then the last brazier in the chest is up here. Scotty's passives are really awful. I wouldn't recommend them. Okay, so this is another thing to pay attention to. So this is a good ability, increases the damage inflicted by class skills. So class skills specifically are my Seeress skills. It's my magic missile and my whatever that mind blast is. It's not going to impact my god skills, so that's important to keep in mind. I'm actually going to do this double cast, even though the class skills thing is good. It is good. I'm not dissing it, but just keep in mind what you're actually buffing. Oh my gosh, these things are just evaporating. Attack speed, damage reduction. Oh, god skill. Oh, what will this do? All of my god skills are maxed. Oh, okay, so the passives count as god skills. Okay. Okay, so that's still good, actually. Haste, banishes, heal. Yeah, heal, okay. I mean, the thing is, I have actually not taken any damage at all. Right, so 30 seconds. I think the next thing up is going to be the boss. Until then, my goal is to just farm up as many of these mobs as I can. Just wipe all this trash out to give myself more damage. Come on, come here, come here. I want to kill you. Come here, fish. It's like anglerfish. Nidhogg or Seeress? I'm gonna go Seeress. I think I've gotten most of Nidhogg's good stuff. Okay, this is amazing. All skills deal more damage. So that is going to apply to God skills and class skills. So I should be picking Seeress every time I level up now. Ooh. I love it when there's these big blobs of enemies and I can just wipe them all out. Oh, this is not the boss. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to avoid this. This Nidhogg, this sucks. This is an area. It's an area of effect. And when you go in it, all of your skills are disabled. So for this particular run, that's risky. Runners is going to be easy. That's just little enemies I have to kill. See, they just evaporate. It's going to be harder to find them than it is to kill them. Excuse me, gentlemen. Pardon me. Just coming through, moving a serpentine pattern. Excuse me, gentlemen. Okay, runner's going this way. Alright, I'm gonna grab this chest real quick, kill the other runners. So time is a factor here. Experience. So these are permanent buffs. Attack speed. Again, attack speed only applies to your basic attack, not your skills. So it sounds good, actually garbage. Experience. I'm actually just gonna get this experience because I'm so late in the game. Okay, invulnerability period from Eldritch Ward. That is really good. That is really good. But I think I'm going to try to get, because I haven't been taking damage, I'm going to try to get skills deal more damage. Okay, and now we've got, I'm going to try to get more CRS here. Buffs, damage, ward effectiveness, collection range. I'll do more experience. I'm not really sure how useful that's going to be this late in the game. But I'm level 34. I don't really think that's going to make a difference, to be honest. The name of the game now is just kill as much trash as I possibly can and make sure I complete the mission before the boss shows up. Alright, this is really good. Class skills. Class skill damage. Okay. One more runner, and then I think it should let me kill the boss. Okay, come here, big guy. These big guys drop chests, so you want to try to take them out when you can. Oh, class skill damage and god skill damage. I'm going to do the god skill damage because my Freya Boon did not buff that. Alright, and there's the boss. So now I need to make my way all the way to this point at the bottom of the map, summon the Jotun, and then I can kill it. What I'm going to do is get over there, and then I'm going to wait until, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds, kill as many of these enemies as I can to get that buff from all in, my boy Nidhogg. And then really at this point, I'm doing so much damage that I should be able to just melt the boss. Even on insane difficulty, this really should not be a challenge at all. I mean, I call this build Glass Cannon because, I mean, it's true. If I was to take damage, I wouldn't be able to stop it, but collection range. Okay. But the reality is, I would have to take 6 hits now before I would even start taking damage. So I don't think there's a big risk of that. Unless the boss kind of fills the arena with things that I can't dodge, which could happen. $148. Wow, we're farming now. I do love that there's all this food I can't pick up. Just rotting meat everywhere. You guys can have the food if you want it. I don't need it. Help yourselves. Yeah, I really struggled with this game at first. I played, for the longest time, I was playing as the Archmage. Maybe I'll do a video on the Archmage. I was playing as the Archmage. His ability is really different than this character. It shoots like multiple homing projectiles. Damage reduction. I need that. And so I was trying to specialize him into stuff from Loki and Thor that would like proc off the attacks, like new things, which, I don't know, it can work. I had some success with it, but it ramps up so slowly. Like, because your attacks start off so weak and slow, it takes a long time to get to a point where you're really not endanger yourself. "45 seconds. All right, I'm gonna give this like another 15 seconds and then I'll head over and we'll see if we can't finish that boss off. So this is a fun game. It's still early access. There's a new update coming out that's bringing in co-op. Not sure how I feel about that because I mean, playing with people is fun, but with these games it's all about movement and like controlling the crowds. And so if you got somebody else there, that could muck things up. But maybe you could do some creative things. Like maybe you could have one spec more into healing and one more into damage. Or into tanking, who knows. Alright, come on, bad boy. So this fucker will walk really fast. Alright, he's already into phase 2. Phase transition. So he just... turns into a swarm of bats here. Bat! You just gotta avoid that. No big deal. No big deal. Keep throwing the trash at me, just make me stronger. This one's only taking so long because he has these long phase transitions. If this was one of the other bosses, I could just melt him. Alright, let's check out my damage. Where am I at here? Alright, damage. I am getting 644% increase from all in. Yeah, this has made that trivial. Okay. I love that it has all of these ads coming in constantly. It's all just making me stronger. This guy does not know who he's messing with. Okay, I think there's one more phase transition left. Oh. Oh, nope, he's gonna explode. Too many flies. And you're dead. Alright. And there you have it. Oh, a new trophy. Okay. Okay. And that's it. So, Jotunnslayer, 21 minutes. These are the abilities, and let me see if I can just show me my stats. I ended with 661% increased damage from all in. So you can see this was really doing the heavy lifting. You know, the bonuses I got here, these are nice, but this is like, I could have done it all with just that. In terms of the abilities here, where's most of my damage coming from? Looks like, oh, Ray of Sickness and Mind Blast, they were the all-stars here. So I was saying Ray of Sickness was a kind of optional, but really looking at it now, Frost Ring is the one that wasn't doing so good. So, you know, honestly, if I was to do this again, that's the only thing I took from Scotty. It did the least damage of all of my abilities, and her passives suck. So really, maybe a better way to do this would be swap out Scotty for something like Odin that has really good passives and really good, you know, some abilities you can get from him, or Thor even. Thor does a lot of damage, a lot of area damage, chain lightning. That would probably be better than Scotty, but nevertheless, this worked. The class skills were doing the heavy lifting here, and Nidhogg, of course, you know, saving the day. So hope you guys enjoyed this. You know, if you're struggling in this game, I recommend trying this build out. I think it'll get you through some of the difficult levels and help you get some of the achievements that you're looking for. Thanks. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like, subscribe, drop a comment. You know, what kind of characters do you like playing in this game? What kind of builds do you recommend I try out? And I'll catch you next time.